I've been pretty critical of FC25 career mode. I've spoken a lot about the broken stuff, the things I hate as well, the things we hate. But today we're going to keep it positive because today I'm talking about the things I actually like in career mode. Career mode is not all bad. It does have some decent stuff, so that's what I'm going to focus on today. This is going to be part 3 in the series, and let me know about the things you like in career mode in the comments as well. If you do enjoy the video, please leave a like for me. Make sure you subscribe for more FC25 videos as well. One thing I'll always appreciate now is the amount of save slots we get in career mode. You can see on the right corner it says free slots 13, so that suggests that in career mode we have at least 13 slots that we can use as save slots. Why do I appreciate this? Because I still remember the time when it was FIFA 19 and EA only gave us 4 save slots. I legit had to make like 10 different PSN accounts just to get multiple save slots. 4 was just way too little. It was ridiculous. But anyway, I do appreciate at least 13 now, which is, I think, enough. And then you can always make more accounts if you need more save slots. You don't realize how important save slots are until you start making content or you want to do multiple saves. In this series, I've spoken about all these different settings here that I enjoy in career mode. Things like the simulation gameplay type and the other settings here for scouting, training and all that kind of stuff. But there's still 2 things I haven't really mentioned here. I do like this new tactical setting because basically it means that the CPU decision making will fluctuate slightly from the baseline behavior every time you have a match, which allows for more variety when playing the same opponent multiple times. You can even put it on dynamic, which is the same as tactical, but the slider values fluctuate even more. So if you want greater variety, you can use this one. But there's also the custom sliders, which are still embedded in career mode. If you don't like any of the EA presets when it comes to sliders for sim gameplay or classic gameplay, you can still come in and tune it to your liking. You just have to put it on custom and you can tweak away. So you can change things like tackle aggression, build up speed, shot frequency, first touch pass frequency, crossing frequency, dribble frequency, skill move frequency. And I believe if you go to sim settings and then you turn on custom as well, you can create your own sliders here as well. Things like sprint speed for the user and CPU are here. You can do acceleration, shot error, pass error. So basically these are the settings or sliders that we knew from older EA games. You just have to put the sim settings on custom and the CPU sliders on custom and it allows you to tweak it the way you want. So like I said, if you're the type that doesn't like what EA's given us this year in terms of like the default sliders for sim settings and classic settings, you can always come in and tune it, which is what I think a few people are still doing. And this is something that I definitely like because you still need these sliders available as a backup option. In the last episode, we spoke about the position conversion feature being a feature that I liked in career mode, but today I'm going to talk about the other side of that, which is the growth plans. This is not a feature I would use on every player in my team, but whenever I feel like a player needs it, I would apply this. And this here you can also see the stage that the player's in, so you can see that Malacia is still in a growth stage. If you get to an older player like Tom Heaton, who is 38, he's in the decline stage, so there's going to be no chance of him growing anytime soon. You might have a player like Luke Shaw, and it says peak, so that lets you know that he's reached his peak. It's only going to go down from here. I do like how it's got that indicator this here because it tells you which players are still growing, which ones are on the decline. Maybe you want to sell some players based on this information as well. You can give players roles through this feature now as well. De Ligt is on a balanced plan, but if I go to stopper, it says that he gets a plus for the stopper role. It's also going to boost his acceleration stat, his balance, reactions, standing tackle, and aggression more than a balanced growth plan would. And that would only take about 34 weeks to do as well. So like I said, it just depends on what you want to do with your players. If you want to make a centre back a stopper or a ball playing defender, you would use this feature and it increases the role and also some attributes as well. But most of the time I do leave my players unbalanced. Another thing I like in career mode is of course the coaches in manager career. I like the coaches because it helps boost your players' development. Sometimes I think they grow quicker with the coaches as well. But obviously this feature depends on your club and also your budget. A club like Manchester United has about 11 open positions at the start and a 3 million weekly budget. If you play in the A-League or you manage in the A-League, you're not going to get these kinds of numbers. I like how EA gives us a 5-star coach if you pre-ordered the game as well. Ideally, you want to reach the stars listed on the left there for each department, and like I said, depending on the club, that could take some time to do. You can see that on the right we have some boosts already to our player development. Malacia goes from 105 weeks to 87, and some other players there as well do change in terms of leveling up and down. I think the younger the player, the more they're going to benefit from these kinds of coaches. Obviously, if a player is at their peak or is in the decline stage, you're going to see level down. If he's in a growth stage, you will see level up and it will take less weeks. So that's something to pay attention to as well. Another thing I like in career mode is the transfer in cutscene. When you bring a player into the club, you might see this cutscene, basically showing the player that you just signed attending the headquarters, doing photo shoots with the press, also running on the treadmill, doing like a medical. This cutscene's been the same for a couple of games now, so I would like more variety, maybe a new sort of cutscene. I think it's time to have multiple different cutscenes for transfers in. The transfer out cutscene is also another one that I like. Sometimes it's funny depending on the player that you sell, but of course this has been the same for a couple of games now as well, so it would be nice to get some new cutscenes, just have a bit more variety. It just looks so serious where you see a player getting escorted out by the coaches. It's like he's committed some sort of crime or something. But anyway, it's nice to look at, but we need some more variety now. It's been the same for a long time. In the last episode, I spoke about the pre-game interviews and how I liked them because it was a cheap way to boost your player morale heading into a match. And similar to that, I do like the post-game interviews as well. Can the questions be better? Yes. Can the whole system be better? Yes as well. But so far, I still like it because it's a cheap way to boost up your player morale until they become complacent and then you have to do the opposite. It's just a 30 seconds to a minute job, and basically you just motivate your players. They're going to perform better when they're motivated. So that's all I use it for. One thing that looks really nice in the game is of course the match day menus. So when you pause the game now, you'll see like cutscenes in the background. They're sort of like match highlights. You have your score on the top right and also your list of different things you can do in the menus on the left. I think they updated these in FC 24, and obviously it has been a nice little upgrade compared to FIFA 23. One thing that I like is the performance stats during a match. So you can go into here and just check all the different stats for your players. It categorizes it into possession stats, shooting stats, passing stats, defending stats, and goalkeeping stats. You can see who's playing good, who's playing bad. You also have the heat map there, so you can take a look at all that kind of stuff. This is good to have during the match day, but it would also be good to have when you're off the field. I would like to track monthly stats like Pez used to do. So maybe at the end of each month, you would get like a total summary for each player, which combines all these match stats together, and you can take a look at which players are doing well in certain categories. I don't know, I guess it's good that the game tracks these stats, but I still think they can do a lot more in the stats department in career mode. So when it comes to managers in career mode, you can use the real managers and you can also create your own manager. But did you know that the game also lets you use a real player as a manager in manager mode? This is a feature I like. And basically what you have to do is start a new career mode and play as a real player. It does not work for icon players. It only works for players real player. So this could be good for a player that's about to retire or a player that's aging. You might want to make him a manager. Let's say Ronaldo here wants to become a manager. He's going to retire. You set this up like a normal player career mode. It doesn't matter what you really put here. The only thing you want to avoid is obviously the no retirement setting. Once you get into the player career mode, all you have to do is go to the My Pro, go to My Career, press the triangle and confirm your retirement. After that, you'll be getting job offers for manager career mode, and you can choose from whichever clubs are available here. Once you sign the contract, you now get shifted over to manager mode, and you can use that real player as a manager in the game. There you go. As you can see, Ronaldo becomes the manager. So I do like how EA lets you do this, but one thing I would love is to see this feature available for the icon players as well. Thank you to my channel members Chris, Callum and Wing who recently signed up. If you want your name featured here, just sign up using the link in the description. If you did enjoy, make sure you leave a like for me, make sure you subscribe for more episodes, and hit the thumbnail in the middle to watch another FC 25 video.